Greetings. My name is Morris Howard Ervin Jr., founder of Mansa Consulting, creating cultural swag in our youth. I'm so excited today to be here with Breon and also Dylan. We're going to have a powerful conversation about Black History Month and what that means. All right, so let's get started. Who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
Okay. So Breon, tell me, in your own personal experiences, why do you feel this month is important to have?
I feel like Black History Month is important to also bring, well, first of all, bring awareness to, our history and our future also. And to, have 1 month to gather all the good things coming up, not just all good, but bad too, so we can learn from our past also.
All right, so you talk about awareness and also celebration and really embrace our culture, good and the bad, and to celebrate our story.
Yes.
Beautiful. Dylan, what about you? Why is this month so important?
I also agree with Breon on that statement. I feel like Black History Month is just a good way to let the culture come to us and bring about all our past, the good and the bad, and to help us come together as a unit.
Yeah.
To make sure that we can see ourselves prosper and grow as a family.
Yeah.
Rather than just individuals here just trying to do their own thing.
Yeah, so sounds like solidarity, unity, and growth is really important. So now let's talk about your own experiences in your own individual lives. We'll start with Breon. So you are an African-American female, and are you proud to be an African-American female? And tell me why, like being an African-American female is proud to you.
I am proud to be African-American female because I like the what is it called?
What is it about your personality that, you smile, you like, how you express yourself, some of your values, music, or hair, like what is it that really makes you happy to be an African-American female?
Well, yeah, I like expressing myself through all of that, like, going out, having fun, and music.
Yeah. Why do you feel music is so important in our culture? What type of music?
I feel like music it can help you, it can also put you in the wrong path also. So
Yeah.
I guess a different kind of music for everything.
Yeah, all right. Dylan, what about you? Are you, you're African-American young male. Are you proud to be an African-American young male? And just tell me why you're proud to be.
I mean, I'm proud to be an African-American male, to be honest. I feel like it's one of those underdog. I feel like we're like the underdogs because a lot of people like to look down on us and see us as a stereotype, a statistic, or something that we're not. So I like to prove that stereotype wrong and make those statistics wrong and show that I am something different. So that's that way for people that are used to seeing the common African-American male as something evil or something not positive, something reckless. I want to show them that I, as an African-American male, that I'm structured, grounded, and intelligent.
Yeah. So it sounds like we have a level of self-expression and also a level of fighting against negative stereotypes. And me, being an African-American male who has my own business and I work with the youth, to me, I love to express myself through music, song, storytelling, but I also like to fight against stereotypes. Like, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I teach meditation and wellness. I travel all across the country, and I don't want people to put me in one category. So to me, this month is about really letting people know how complex we are and complex we are as African Americans, that we just don't fit one particular stereotype. Cool, so let's talk about the past. Like, I know you guys know about some of our heroes and our ancestors that's come before us. If you had an opportunity to meet someone in the past, African American, a hero, somebody in politics or history or government, someone that you feel made a difference, if you had an opportunity to meet them for lunch, who would it be and then why? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I have two people here that I would actually like to meet, and that'd be both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. I'd like to meet the both of them because they both were fighting for civil rights, but they also had different perspectives on the means of how to do it. So I wanted to learn from both of them and see why Martin Luther King chose the nonviolent approach as to why he wanted civil rights to be passed down from generation to generation, and how he feels that us as African Americans deserve that and that is effort, and that how Malcolm X would like to see that as well, but he believed through a more violent approach. It was fun learning about them in history class and seeing how they wanted to go about their goals and their ambitions. And it was sad to see how they had to how they met their end.
Assassinations?
Yes.
Sure.
Yet it would be nice to actually learn from them and see how they could have achieved their goals and what their goals would have actually been after they've succeeded so far.
Sure.
With what they wanted.
And it's important to note that, you know, Malcolm got assassinated before Martin. I think Malcolm was 65 and Martin was 68. And actually, at the end of Malcolm's life, his views started to shift, and him and Martin Luther King's views, Dr. King, they started to be more aligned. Malcolm, when he took Shahada and became a Muslim, he developed more of a universalistic approach about humanity, and he started to understand what Martin was talking about universal peace and love. So before actually Malcolm died, he actually apologized for a lot of things he said when he was in the Nation of Islam. So he made amends, and he just said, that's where I was at in life. So actually, they were more similar on views about the Vietnam War, about the economy, and about the humanity, seeing people's humanity in this country actually before they both got assassinated. So just wanted to mention that. So Bree, do you have anybody that you would like to meet in history?
Yes, I would like to meet Rosa Parks.
Okay.
Because first, she's a huge female figure in Black history, and I like that about her because it's a lot of Black females in Black history, but in school that's mostly who we learn about and stuff, and it's just like people would look up to her, like, you know, as a female in Black
What would you ask her if you were sitting down?
I would ask her why, like what built up all of that like strength inside to be that person to sit on bus and stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. What about me? Who would I meet? For me, I would want to meet Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah.
I would want to meet Muhammad Ali. You talk about courage and fearlessness, and I believe he was an athlete, but he used his platform as an athlete to fight for social justice. And so for me, he was more than just an athlete. He was a rapper, he was a poet, he was a social activist, he was a father, a husband, he was a political correspondent. So again, what Black History Month means to me is, it means whatever we want it to mean. Because us as Black people, we are complex in who we are and who we can be, and it's manifesting in many different ways. So yeah, I feel like Muhammad Ali was a very complex, charismatic, passionate, courageous man, and I would have loved to just talk to him about his story and just get some of his charisma and some of his knowledge so I can take in today.
Right.
Cool. So let's talk about Mansa, this mentoring program that you guys decided to participate in, and we're in Mansa to build a show called the Mask Off Show for Black History Month. So can you guys speak on that show and what have your experience been like in our practices and our rehearsals? What's the point of this Mask Off Show? Who would like to go first?
I would.
Okay.
The environment, like within our practices and meetings, I really love it because I like getting together and meeting up with new people. Like, this is people we probably never would speak to in school. Like, we totally opposite, but we all come together in this group, and that's weird. We all have that one connection to come together in this group and like talk to each other, and we have a bond. Like, it's like we don't have to talk to each other every day, but when we do speak to each other, it's great. Like, it's strong.
Beautiful. So you like the sense of connectedness that you feel, the openness, and like you say, getting a chance to know people on a deeper level.
Right.
And also, we're coming together for a cause.
Yes.
Which is what our people fought and protested and died and sacrificed their lives for the greater good.
Yes.
Which is what we're doing at Brush High School. Dylan. So what have your experiences been like in Mansa while we're developing and rehearsing for our Mask Off show?
Oh, it's been great. It's a change. It's a change of pace. It's been pretty fun to like meet new people and just experience everyone's perspective from different walks of life, and to like just come together on a project and make it and just make sure it's great. Like to put in the work, the energy, the love, the support, it's all there, and it's just great to see.
Yeah.
It's great to see that like we can all do that while still maintaining like our own set. Like say we all have different lives, that we all are busy, but like when we come together, we're focused and we're just attacking it.
Awesome, awesome. So I think Mr. Charbel said it best, where, you know, Black history is American history, and this month is, you know, to showcase African Americans and our achievements and our accomplishments, and there's no way in protest or conflict to Americans, but it's an opportunity to showcase, you know, African Americans. Are there any African Americans now that you look up to in politics and athletics and entertainment that you want to speak on currently, that you admire? Any African Americans that are successful in your eyes that you want to speak on?
I would have to say currently, I like to look at the basketball players because they always, this like, for example, LeBron James, he's doing a lot for the city of Cleveland, and like to try to bring us a title. He's brought one already, which I'm thankful for, obviously. But what I do like is that what he does behind the scenes. It's like he's also, I learned that he's creating a school for students that are falling behind in their grades, and he's also doing much to give people scholarships and like just being active for the culture and for everyone around. And that just seems very admirable and respectable to me. So it's something I've seen that I would like to try to take into my own accord and do myself.
Yeah, sure. So if you talk about a thread that connects the past to the present, I just mentioned Muhammad Ali, who was an athlete, but he was so much more than an athlete. Right. He was giving back. Flash forward to the 21st century, you have LeBron James, who's an athlete, who's very wealthy, but he's using his celebrity to also give back. So there's a tradition in our culture of being African Americans about giving back. Not just focus on us as individuals, but how can we do better as a people? So Breon, do you have anyone that you look up to now in the 21st century?
My person that I look up to would have to be you. Strictly because you come to us out of your own time. You help us become better people. Like, you talk to people every day. Like, what we're doing, we have a relationship with all the students in the program, and everybody looks up to you. Like, but if people don't actually meet you, they just think like, oh, he's just doing that for fun or anything. Like, this is like, you love this, and we like that about you. Like, you're really dedicated to us, and the way you build up people, like, you talk to everybody else, not just this school, but different schools too. Like, you know, you connect people and bring them together. You help people get better and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that testimony. Yeah, so I think on that note, thank you so much for choosing to be a part of this conversation, Dylan, Breon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's important to me. Black history means being able to have a voice and being able to speak, and not just to speak, but to have something to say. So we're out. See you next year. Peace.